Alright, before we get started, something that I didn't know about is that immediately after defeating Berg, the dark grass in Pinwheel Forest opens up. I had initially thought that this was at a completely other time, but no, I'm here right now and don't have any sort of trouble accessing it. There are a few things of note here, including a few new encounters, which will be gone over with the Pokemon we were already going to be talking about here today. But there's a rare candy hidden in this place. And over this way, my repels worn off, barely made it. TM22 Solar Beam. That is a 120 power special grass type move that has a turn of startup. Very powerful. And up this way, past more potential encounters, I thought I'd make it. Hyper Potion. Nothing over this way other than just a nice shortcut and 4 very conveniently placed rocks that look like reused strength boulders from previous games, just with pixel aliasing on them. I really like saying the words pixel aliasing, don't I? All the Pokemon in this dark grass are on par with the levels of our team. Could be a little worthwhile if maybe you were regretting not picking up any of these. This is a great tip, and I thank those who told me about it. You know who you are. But seriously, I have even more catching up to do with the new encounters than I thought I did. On with the video. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy, and welcome back to more Pokemon White version. Last time, we explored the Desert Resort. A little bit. We didn't really get a whole lot done there, but the important thing is, we got a Plume Fossil, took it back to Nacrene City, and revived ourselves an Arcan. I am glad to be a Necromancer by extension if it means getting to have my favorite of all Pokemon finally on the team. This time, we are going to be heading back to the Desert Resort, but not before allowing Arcan to have its debut battle. I consider that to be a big deal, and I do want to give it its time in the sun. Backpacker! Well, at a time like this, let's have a Pokemon battle. What else is there to really do? Come on. Hobbies, side activities. Nah, no one wants that. They just want some good old-fashioned animals hurting other animals. And you wonder why Team Plasma cropped up when it did. I do actually agree with parts of their core message, and that's kind of why I find them interesting and kind of morally ambiguous in a way. I get that they have a wrong way of going about some of their things, though, and not all of the grunts seem to be good people, but I do still like them. So our moves right here. Pluck is basically wing attack, except it has the ability to eat an opponent's berry. I like it a lot. Ancient Power has low PP, also is 60 power, but it can raise all of our stats after a usage at random. Agility sharply raises speed, and Quick Guard prevents priority moves from working, which is actually a move that you see in competitive a fair amount. I don't like the fact that it has agility. I don't know what it is, but whenever Pokemon learn agility, they never need it. It's only the really slow Pokemon that actually benefit from it whenever they actually... Oh! Arcan! Getting all the stats up from that Ancient Power, shoot! Having a strong debut battle out of the gate. You and I are gonna get along just fine, like that was any sort of mystery. I see. Was that your favorite He just asked if that was my favorite Pokemon! Wow, you're on my good list. Whenever I go into the world, I have Pokemon battles. Once I ask about someone's favorite Pokemon, we soon become friends. Oh man, okay, yeah, you and me. I will remember you, even though I didn't catch what your name was. I will still remember you as, nameless as far as I'm concerned, backpacker that was on Route 4. My travel partner is a Pokemon that a popular guidebook recommended. I don't think you'll find Arcan in a guidebook, unless maybe you're looking in a National Geographic or something of that persuasion. Ah, Cottony. All right, this will be a good Pokemon to battle against because I'll take neutral damage from you if you get an attack in. You're a little bit bulky, and I can also take advantage of the, I can use Pluck right here. So you can see right there, I know that I'm a higher level, but Arcan hits very hard. If I'm using it in the right situations, it won't have any trouble, but I do always have to watch out for that ability, and like I said, I find that to be very interesting. However, I don't want to eat up all of our time by just gushing about my Arcan as much as I would love to do that. I acknowledge that Tirtuga has its merits as well, and I see why somebody would want to choose that. Of course I do. I mean, heck, I praised the heck out of it in its bio, didn't I? And heck, I could even see it being considered a better Pokemon than the one that I chose. Is there... Okay, no, there's not. I just wanted to make sure that there was no hidden item. Let's head back to the Desert Resort, and let's do some training. Pretty much every trainer in the entire Desert Resort is more than worth your time to fight. There are a lot of good trainers there, a lot of good items to collect, a lot of good trainers that give you good items for beating them on top of that. I didn't want to gloss over that. I wanted to battle as many of the trainers up there as possible, and I also wanted to get Arkin before doing it, so that's why we're doing things a little bit out of order. Now that that's all out of the way and established, let's heal up, and let's meet the encounters that you can get in the Desert Resort as well as the Relic Castle. Hey look, it's almost as forgettable as Finneon! I guess Univids wouldn't get that joke. But anyway, Maractus! First off, I want to mention its abilities because they're pretty funny. Water Absorb makes it immune to water, which is a neat and expected trait for a cactus Pokemon to have. It's not especially a great selling point, but it's still something I just like about it in concept alone. We've got some good attacking stats here with low speed, and that about sums it up. It's outclassed by so many other grass types that do the exact same thing. It's kind of nice that it can do so much damage, and its abilities give you the choice of Sun Sweeper or Water Immunity, both of which aren't horrible. But its biggest sin is that almost all of its good moves are grass type, and it barely learns any TMs. I think Petalil and Sewaddle were both better options. What's amazing about its abilities, though, is that it's immune to water, but not sandstorms. All of Maractus's natural habitats are always in perpetual sandstorms that hurt it. You'd think they would have died out long ago, but hey, I guess as long as you aren't taking your turn, you'd never lose health. On to something far more positive, Sigilyph. Now here is a Pokemon I think is underrated. If you want a speedy psychic type attacker, this is straight up your only option. Both of its abilities are utterly fantastic, and what a better place to catch it, where Magic Guard makes it immune to sandstorm damage. By no means is that the only reason to consider Magic Guard. It's great in that it prevents damage from many sources, weather, status ailments, a lot of indirect sources. It's compatible with a lot of TMs, but sadly a lot of the big hits are cut off from it, so it's gonna use Psychic and Flying moves a lot. If you don't already have a Flying type or P-Dove let you down with its terrible special attacking capabilities, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by this guy. Next up is Dwebble. This is a tank. Don't let its puny size fool you. It's fairly defensive to start out, and it gets a lot better when it evolves, though once again, that's pretty far away. Its type is unfortunately pretty lame for tanking. It only resists poison and normal, when poison is not a common offensive type whatsoever. Its saving graces come in its moves and abilities. Totally up to you which ability you want, because I think they both make it reliable. For moves, it always comes with Feint Attack and Smackdown, plus it will get Bug Bite and Stealth Rock almost immediately. Beyond that, it pretty much just learns great moves every 2 to 5 levels for the rest of your adventure, so there's no shortage of stuff coming in. Rock Slide, X-Scissor, and remember when I praised Tirtuga a little bit ago? Yeah, this gets Shell Smash as well, and I recommend it for the same reason. Its TM list has some real hits in there too, so try out different TMs as you get them. Tired of hearing me say that a Pokemon has bad stats and takes forever to evolve? Too bad, Yamask! It's stuck with low attacking stats for so long that it can be very frustrating to use, but its defenses are at least good. Its Mummy ability can on its own be a counter to physical attackers, plus it learns Will-O-Wisp very soon after it's caught, which is pretty darn unique at this point in time, in that it just burns and, as a result, halves the opponent's attack stat. It also starts with Hex, which is a 100 power Ghost-type move if the foe has a status ailment. Works pretty nicely and can hold its own if you do that combo. Big, however, incoming. I wouldn't recommend this because of the aforementioned problems. It's so frustrating to raise for so long. And to boot, it's one of the absolute slowest Pokemon and never gets faster even after it evolves, so it's kinda strictly a wall for a long time. On to the Pinwheel Forest Dark Grass, we have Tranquil. Every bad thing I said about P-Dove applies. It wants to be a good special attacker, but it lacks any capabilities for doing so. Well, maybe not any, but still pretty bad. Air Cutter is decent, and it starts out with that. I'll also give it points for starting with Roost if it's caught here. That makes it so that it heals half of its own HP in return for being susceptible to ground-type moves for that turn. It's a pretty good move, and it made a lot of flying types better than they would have been without it. Of course, I think you could do a lot better. Flipping that on its head, every great thing I said about Sewaddle applies with Swadloon. It starts with Bug Bite and Razor Leaf, doesn't learn more moves until it evolves, but who cares? That's all it needs until then. The only downside for not catching it as a Sewaddle is that it will never learn Endure, Flail, or Bug Buzz, so if you regretted not getting it, regret nothing now. It's so great how the bugs were treated and how they're actually viable. Speaking of which, Whirlipede is as great as it ever was. It's a tank that turns into an attacker in just a few levels. Both abilities are pretty helpful in the context that we're talking about, and it starts with Bug Bite, Iron Defense, Poison Tail, and Protect. Really good to go. What's nice is that the downsides of raising a Venipede are not so with Whirlipede. Couldn't ask for anything more out of an evolved wild Pokemon. Psychic Low. Now that I won, does that mean I unlock Psychic High? In total, for exploring the desert resort, you get 2 Stardusts, a Heart Scale, which doesn't have an apparent use now, but you definitely want to grab that, the Soft Sand, which raises the power of Ground-type moves, and some... Well, okay, you also get some berries. We got a Rost Berry, and I think also a Cherry Berry, I'm wanting to say? Regardless, we got a few berries from Pokemon Rangers. You also get TM39 Rock Tomb, 50 power, physical rock-type move that lowers the target's speed by 1 stage if it connects, but its lower accuracy kind of makes it less than ideal for attacking with. Maybe I'll see if anybody can learn it. I don't think I'd want to have this over Ancient Power on Arcan. Terabyte can learn it, which is kind of cool. We don't have a rock-type move on that right now, so I guess for no reason other than type coverage we could teach that to you. I said next time we'd learn a new move, we'd get rid of Assurance, and this is the same amount of power, even though it's not same type attack bonus. I think we'll get rid of that. And looks like Lillipap got an item at the same time. He just had to show us up in collecting our items here. Let me guess, you're gonna have the most useful item that we've seen yet? Repel. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would consider that the most useful item that we've seen yet. That does it for the Desert Resort. There are still a few trainers in the Route 4 area that we haven't battled. I'm not really sure if I want to take the time to go and battle them because, honestly, I feel pretty confident with what we've got going right now. Oh, I saw my Repel up. I guess I should also be more confident in my Repels, just as I'm confident in my team. So I don't think it's really overly necessary for us to do those fights right now. Maybe if we gotta train something up in the future, we'll do that. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Not being subtle at all. You know me, I was never good at being subtle and still am not. Ho there! Excuse you, raising the age rating of this game. I thought I gave you... Would you happen to be related to the guy in Castelia that I gave a harsh lecture to about that? Worker Scott. I'll be sure to remember you and report you to the ESRB for that one. And everyone living outside of the United States is not going to get that joke, so insert Peggy / whatever the heck Australia's got. I don't remember what Japan has. I know Japan, it goes like A, B, C, D in order like that, but I'm getting off on a bit of a tangent. You know me, not being subtle, but also explaining jokes. I don't know if these are things that I should be terribly admitting, but here we are. Rog and roll it just as I expected to. I am very upset at you rearing your ugly ear around here with your sturdy ability, making it so that I have to be careful about this. Come on! It's 1, 2, 3. For once, it's not 5. I thought for sure it would be. There you go. Thank you. Now go and be a pencil sharpener now that you're knocked out. I'm sure you won't mind if anybody's using your body for that while you're down and out. How dark of me to suggest that to its trainer. Timber! Arcan would take normal damage. I don't think it's a good switch-in for this situation. It's kind of the other thing about Arcan is with me playing on set, it kind of further pronounces that Achilles heel because I can't rely on it being able to switch in all the time. I can't just by playing on shift battles, I can't just simply switch over to it and not really have to worry about it because I'll always be switching it in whenever it has a higher speed or whenever I don't have to worry about it not one-shotting stuff. It makes that a little bit more pronounced, which I think also makes it a good fit for this in making it a bit challenging. Take that attack. Gah! I'm digging myself into a big hole. I appreciate your taste in puns. Maybe I will not report you after all. You use a Pokemon move called Dig, you can get out of a cave instantly. Yes, we've heard. Yes, we've used it. We have not used it for that purpose, but we've used it. You know what? I actually gave it a little bit more thought. I think I do want to go to the southern... Well, not really... Well, okay, we are in the southern end, though, but more like the western side of Route 4 and battle the trainers around these parts, because I guess I could do with a little bit more experience. Not that I think I really need it all that badly. It's just, these are a lot of trainers to be passing up, and I don't see them really being all that useful to us going forward just because they're going to be very, very outdated in terms of levels in the near future. You know what? Actually, I know what I could do. I know what could justify this. We'll put the experience share on Lillipap. Get it up to level 11, getting us some more good items. Hello, fisherman. Hey, you want to know something? If this was any other region, you would totally have 6 Magikarp on your team and waste my time. Good thing this is Unova! Don't need to be afraid of that whatsoever. That's another big positive of Unova, just not having to worry about running into the same tired Pokemon over and over again. You don't run into a Zubat in every cave, and sure, you might have only altered one phonetic sound of Zubat to make the Pokemon that you do run into every cave, but still, after a solid decade of running into Zubats in every single dark cave out there, it is nice. Wow. Power of Eviolite. Power of Eviolite indeed. Very happy that I gave that to you. Lillipap is growing by leaps and bounds. Growing again. Growing to level 11. Growing to level 12. Learning Helping Hand. Oh, God. What if it evolves into Herdier from this? Just from one battle? I'm actually a little bit afraid that it might. Actually, no. I don't think it's going to be quite that bad. Should I? I only won because of a critical last time. No, I'm going to go for, let's switch out for Haywire. I figured we could do just a little bit more battling. There's not that many trainers on this side. I just kind of feel like taking care of them. Right there, okay. These Basculin having different stripes on their faces, that is a version difference, kinda, sorta. Personally, what I think is more striking about Basculin's appearance is that it's totally a Rebuttaberry with a face. We'll be getting into what those appearance differences mean a little bit later, but they actually work radically different in Black and White compared to any later game. Even other later games in the same generation. It's really weird how it works here, though, but a lot of people don't really seem to note that, and a lot of sources note it as working the way that it does present day when it's not the case. These trainers are pretty inconsequential, so I think for the first time, we're gonna cut out this large number of battles because we're just so much stronger than them, and besides, we're training up the Lillipups. Our main team members aren't gonna see much benefit from these fights. I doubt you want to see this anyway. I'll show you any cool stuff that happens, but I sorta doubt anything will. What? Lillipap is evolving! You're doing what now? I am not going to let you evolve. If you evolve, you're going to have Sand Rush, and you're no longer going to be important to my mission statement. I guess I'm just kind of proving Team Plasma saying that we use Pokemon as tools as being in the right, but hopefully they didn't hear that. Lillipap picked up, I think, its first item after growing past level 11. Well, that's embarrassing. We'll give it to Lillipip so it can get better items as well. All done battling those trainers, they both grew to at least level 11. When I look at the freeway, I feel exhilarated. I know, just, it's almost hypnotic watching the same cars go by at the exact same moment again, and again, and again. Okay, it actually did mix it up a little bit there. It was kind of funny, just like how samey that was. You're a trainer, I bet. Yep. A traveling backpacker meets a traveling trainer. Well, yes. Yes, they do. We'll get in one more battle before the end Jerome. You have a Pita. All right. Terabyte, how about we have you get a little bit of usage out of your newly learned Rock Tomb? Oh, that's so cute. I like it pecks the air there for a second when it's out. I didn't actually notice that it did that. Nice little subtle detail. And there it is, pecking again. Ooh. What am I afraid of your Pita? Yeah, what physical moves are you going to be using with that? You're mainly using air. Ouch. When they said dumb bird, they weren't kidding. I may have been traveling to meet you. Just kidding. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have a pretty deep connection with that other backpacker that was down there. The one that I have such a deep connection with that I don't remember the name of. Yeah, him. Wait a minute. Do you feel that? Like, right now? I feel like there's some really great rift in the fabric of time and space that's just waiting to be opened up. I don't know, maybe just my imagination. Hello, Blair. Come here. Yes, sir. Elisa called and was asking me all about electric-type Pokemon, and I thought about you guys. That's why I wanted to see you. Ta-da! Freebies for you! Here, Charon. You too, Blair. You only play the song when you give stuff to me. In your face, Charon. Ultra Balls! Already have a few of these, but I'm very happy about that. kind of wish that you could choose what kind of Pokeball you wanted to use for the fossil Pokemon. Kind of don't like the fact that we have 2 Pokemon and Pokeballs because of our starter, but oh well. Please remember to enjoy your journey. Of course, I'm not saying that you can just neglect the Pokedex, but you know that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go meet Bianca. You sound thrilled. It seems the professor gave us the Pokedex as a reason to send us on a journey. At least it's what my mom told me. They want us to go out and see the world, so my mom, Bianca's mom, and your mom made a request to Professor Juniper. Blair, what should we do now? I think I'd like to show the professor my thanks by going to Route 4 and catching some Pokemon I haven't caught yet. Well, you can go back there and do some backtracking. I've already explored everything I want to explore. Well, hooray! What do you say, geezer? Look at the electric bulletin board and see what's happening in Nimbasa City. I don't think I need to go see what's happening in Nimbasa City. I can go see Nimbasa City for myself, because we are here. Gramps, we know you run the daycare. How do we know? Because we're Team Plasma. We are taking Pokemon away from people. Since you work the daycare, we figure you must have a lot of Pokemon. Well, then what the heck are you doing all the way out here? That's like such a treacherous walk for anyone to make, much less an old geezer who's running a daycare. What kind of nonsense is this? Oh, a strong-looking trainer! Please help me! Fine, we kind of do this thing for a living. If you're gonna get in our way, we'll take your Pokemon too. I don't think I was healed up for this. That's kind of bad. Oh, this came at a bad time. Oh no, all of our Pokemon are up. Are we fully healed? Was I worrying for nothing? Yes, I was. My, how embarrassing. 2 in a row in one day. Really embarrassing. There you go. Let's just show this thing the power of the defeatist. Man, I'm sorry you were so entranced by that thing's crotch. Its hypnosis shot right out of it. I'll stay in. Yeah. Apparently it thought I was gonna wake up this turn too and was taking precautionary measures. That's Watchog for you. Please, Arkin, I want you to use Ancient Power, and I want you to be able to get your all stats up. That would just be beautiful right about now. Not gonna fix our accuracy, unfortunately. Woke up, used Ancient Power, it protected itself. I think that would have meant that it would have hit. Attacked. Why can't you, I don't know, be a cool-looking Pokemon at the same time that you're Detect spamming so I won't completely hate your guts? I'm just saying, Watchog, that's how you get into my good graces. Trubbish! All right. Trubbish. Go for Pluck. Good thing that accuracy drop meant absolutely nothing. Good. We certainly took out the trash. Plasma! Wah! Again, with the Plasma grunts being pretty charming. I gotta give you that if nothing else. This went downhill fast, so I think we'd better run! Let's hide out of the amusement park and say this very loudly so that everyone can hear us, including the trainer that just kicked our asses! Thank you so much. Please take this as a token of my gratitude. It's a brand new bike. I was planning on riding around Nimbasa City, but I never ended up riding it. I'm glad to know you at least pronounced Nimbasa City right, unlike the other old man that we talked to. We finally have the bicycle! Oh, I could have used that so much when traveling across that bridge over and over again. I have a daycare on Route 3. If you have any Pokemon you want me to raise, please drop them off. In the old age, you cannot remember that we've already been your customer. Hey, Blair! Yoo-hoo! You're not gonna let me ride on this thing, are you? The professor told me Nimbasa City has lots of things to see and do. The amusement park, the big stadium, small court, the battle subway. Yep, it's gonna be another multiple-parter. Not as long as Castelia was. I'm gonna go see the Pokemon musical. See you later. All right, we'll catch up with you another time. But, oh boy, we have the bicycle! We are registering this thing right away. Right away. Put that on a button, and when I said that the battles were fast, and I said the menus were fast, oh boy. Sometimes Unova is too fast. Look at this bicycle kicking butt. If you're not practiced, you're probably not going to get into these doors a lot of the time. You're gonna run into the edge sides of the door over and over again, bumping your face, and it would have just been faster to get off the dang bicycle and go in, but you can't let walking beat you. You gotta stay on the bicycle. Went ahead and healed, but that's okay. They don't have getaway cars in this universe, do they? Nah. And look, it's a random loading screen in the middle of a city. What is this, Horos? Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Had to get in a cheap shot at that game.
You're looking for Team Plasma, right? They ran into the amusement park. Come with me. They're not here. Let's ride the Ferris wheel and see if we can spot them. I love Ferris wheels, the circular motion, the mechanics. They're like collections of elegant formulas. First, I must tell you, I am the king of Team Plasma. Getsus asked me to work with him to save the Pokémon. I wonder how many Pokémon exist in this world.
My Lord N!
You're safe, sire. There's no problem. You're part of the people we brought in to help us save the Pokémon, so you're under my protection as well. Go quickly, and let my battle cover your retreat. Now then, Blair, do you follow my logic?
If true, your words please me.
Then, future I envisioned. Perhaps I can't beat you here and now, but I'll battle you to buy time for these members of Team Plasma to get away.
His flashy intro is so dreamy. Well, N is going to start off against us with his own Sandile, level 22, dark ground type, Moxie for its ability. I know to watch out for that one, not taking any chances. With the moves Assurance, Embargo, Sand Tomb, and Mud Slap. Not terribly impressive there, guessing he caught that at a fairly high level. Just gonna go for the Water Pulse, head right for the throat, and sound very violent in the process. But all is good that it didn't get that Moxie off. Next up, Darumaka, level 22, fire type, hustle for its ability. With the moves, Fire Punch, Headbutt, Facade, and Uproar. Can be a little dangerous, but we got Ottawa by our side. And if it hasn't become immediately obvious that N is a member of Team Plasma, he actually follows their code of ethics. He only catches Pokemon for the express purpose of battling in the immediate future. These are Pokemon that consist of the immediate area around where we are right now, and that's been the case in the other times that we've battled him. He will use them for battle only when necessary and then immediately release them. I thought that was a really cool detail, and I like that a lot. It shows that he's really committed to the ideals that he's seeking after. But his Scraggy, you already know what it does because you've been able to see it for some time. I just kind of didn't want to interrupt my train of thought because of how fast we're sweeping through this team. Again, sometimes Unova is too fast. His last Pokemon, Sigilyph, level 22, Psychic Flying type, Magic Guard for its ability, with the moves Whirlwind, Psybeam, Tailwind, and Air Cutter. Can be a bit dangerous, I have to say, but we're just gonna go straight for the throat right there once again. And I like Sigilyph a lot. Just the idea that, you know, glyphs of, you know, beings like this that you saw on pyramid walls, the fact that this is what they actually looked like. Well, if you want to battle against my Arcan, go right ahead. I think you had better luck against Duat, for being perfectly honest with you. Okay, good. I'm not in Defeatist. Even if I was, I think I probably would still be able to take you out. And that's that. Grew to level 27. And grew to level 27 as well.
The result was the same, but you. Who are you?
I'm not going to complain about the text scrolling fast. That's kind of your thing, so I see where you're coming from there. You're the one I'll let it slide for.
You're quite strong, but I have a future that I must change. And for that future, I'll defeat the champion and become unbeatable, unlike any other. I'll make all trainers free their Pokemon. Just try and stop me. If you want to be together with Pokemon, your only hope is to collect the badges from each area and head for the Pokemon League. Try and stop me there, if you dare. If your conviction is not strong enough, you will never be able to defeat me.